Ladies and gentlemen, me and my co-hosts cannot express how important, health is in our community. Tonight's podcast was simply about health and wellness. We had intelligent brothers, we had an intelligent panel, and it was sincere and from the heart. We encourage all those to sincerely take control of your health and your wellness, and that's all aspects of health and wellness. Now, G, take them home, my brother.
This guy heal your heart, mind, your body, and your soul. Tune in for this episode. It's an important episode. We touched real deep on it. There will be a part 2 and part 3. Tune in.
Peace and prosperity, family. One love. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. TPOV Podcast Roundtable Discussion. Today we have a very special episode for you guys today. I got some of my brothers I flew in from California. They was at a plant-based feast. Shout out to my 49ers as well. Just joking, jokes aside. Ladies and gentlemen, I got my brother, one of my mentors, Newark Rap Hall of Famer, sitting to my left.
Literally, you're not just
Stephen A. Smith voice.
I put this on real quick.
I'm not just saying it. It's factual. My man Doc's in the building.
Facts. Appreciate you, bro.
My brother, head chef, Blueberry Cafe, King Fresh, Sincere's in the building.
Hey.
King Fresh.
My co-host, my brother, Najee Carr's in the building. Another one of the mentors, the most merciful. Blueberry Cafe chef as well. My brother Flo's in the building.
Glorious, hallelujah.
Today we talking health and wellness, all the way around the board. I know the questions you want to ask, but scared to ask. So I'm gonna start with my brother, Sincere. What is the biggest misconception about being a vegan?
Well, a lot of people think, we eat a lot of lettuce. I don't know why they think that we eat a lot of greens.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I say that to the raw vegans, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, you know what I mean? And a lot of people think that our type of food is just stale and no seasoning. But if you taste the food and you can understand the flavors and, change, you can change a mushroom and make it taste like chicken.
Facts.
You can do a lot of things to food. Once you understand certain concepts and certain flavors, you can just, alternate every type of food and make it taste like whatever you want. You know what I mean? The misconception too is just that people think that it's expensive.
Because I'm not gonna lie, before I got into lifestyle, before I met you guys, I was loving my fried chicken. Loving my snack boxes. Come home from practice, little snack box, kill breast.
I was definitely a kill breast dude.
Because I did think that it was more expensive than going getting the dollar for ham and cheese. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it real. The struggle meals, bologna and cheese sub. But after getting into it, I see that it is very inexpensive when you shop right.
Right.
When you know where to go. A lot of it, I think, is the know-how. Yeah. What's your take on it? What do you think the biggest misconception?
As far as the expensive thing, you start eating less. And you don't got to buy a bunch of expensive meats and all that. That period where you transition to eating less is the difficult part because, like you said, you got to figure out what you like as far as going out, what you like to cook. But for me, a big misconception is that vegans are healthy. Some of the most unhealthy, fat-ass people I know are vegans because it's levels to it. And I was one. When I first started transitioning, all I used to eat was just rice and beans and legumes and grains. And I have no understanding of the fact that that's still hard for your body to break down. It's a higher level. It's better than just meat. But like I said, it's levels to it. So it depends on where you at, your frequency of veganism.
Well, let me just jump in real quick. Some people say they vegan. I'm plant-based.
I was about to say that.
My diet is plant-based.
Yeah.
Vegan and plant-based are two different things right there.
Facts.
You know what I mean? A lot of vegans... it's just a universal word just to say. Right. People can understand that you plant-based.
Plant-based are totally different.
That's what I'm saying. My diet consists of, alkaline grains. My whole teaching that I understand, it comes from Dr. Sebi. That's why, this path is why I take it to be, vegan. But a lot of people that's vegan, they eating the processed, they eating the soy, they eating the seitan, they eating all this stuff. That's not really good for us.
Facts.
So I just try to tell people I'm mostly plant-based, vegan.
And technically, like, low-key is no such thing as vegan. And I say this a lot of times, people are like, what are you talking about? Right now, we breathing in microbes. Technically, that's matter.
So, brother, you gotta break that down, brother, because the minute we're talking.
Very small organisms you can't see.
That's my brother, that's why I like that.
Just to exist, just to breathe, you have to kill something. That's just the natural order of the universe. Right now, it's galaxies being swallowed by other galaxies. So for me, it's not necessarily a matter of morality. Of course, I care about the animals. I want that suffering to stop. But technically, there is no such thing as vegan. You got to kill something to survive. That's just the natural
It's
order.
the law of the land.
It's the law of the land. Why are you here? Yeah.
What you think, brother? I think the biggest misconception about being a vegan or plant-based eater is.
I really don't know what my opinion is on it. I'm want to get into it though. You understand what I'm saying? I changed my diet a lot. But as far as like going vegan, he said ain't no such thing as being vegan. So I'm trying to make sure I get a full understanding why
Right.
they
Right.
The brothers is here.
Right.
We full minute. Brothers is here.
You understand what I'm saying? But as far as like, I do want to give up meat and stuff like that. Like I want to do that because like I think that's killing our people. Like I think it's like the cancer in the meat and stuff like that. I even know butchers would tell me like, look, it's cancer in the meat. They tell them cut the cancer out of the meat and then still sell it. You understand what I'm saying? So that stuff be happening. I know I know it be happening because I got people on the inside who be like, nah, that's what they tell us to do. So they be like, oh nah, I ain't buying.
So if it comes in and it's something on, they cut it off.
Yeah.
Color it up and put it on the shelf.
Or even like what's today's Sunday. So to say the meat came in on Sunday. The meat been there for a week now. By next Sunday, sometimes the meat go bad. So it's like, all right, well, it's a little something going in there. All right, cut that off. Finish packing it out. You understand what I'm saying? Because they don't want to lose that money. They don't want to lose that
so
capital.
This is big business.
Yeah, it's big business. You understand what I'm saying? It's big business for all grocery stores and everybody. Especially meat markets. Right. You know what I mean? The people that sell the meat whole. Yeah, it's big business. You understand what I'm saying? They ain't trying to lose out on that money.
Brother Flo, talk to the streets for me, man. What is the biggest misconception about this thing we call plant-based and veganism, man?
For me, speaking from the male aspect, is that you lose manhood. Yeah. Because this country's like caught up in this macho, kill, blood thing. So they assume that when you're vegan, it takes off your manhood, far as being virile, far as being strong, far as being outgoing, and having energy. When in actuality, it's the opposite. It's like Doc said, if you eat right, then everything will change. Because you will get a little weaker, you will lose weight, but your manhood is tied into your character. It's not really tied into your diet. Right. But we follow European standards, kill. So we went from African-based things where we were eating grains and having festivals, and we still was out there getting busy, to a Viking diet. Right. And I think that's one of the misconceptions, that you lose manhood. And for the sisters, they think they're going to lose their womanhood because so many of our women are caught up in looking thick and healthy, and they're not healthy.
Right. So. Quick questions I want to ask the brothers, right? Quick questions. Why do our people identify being healthy with being sick? Brother come home from jail, they say, oh, my man, weight is up, he's good. His weight is up, he's looking good, he's healthy. Not knowing the brother was in there eating about 27 honey buns a week. Because it's survival at that point. Right, they're eating hookups. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. The commissary is stacked with processed food. Right. So a lot of people, to me, right, a lot of people, they'll say, now that I'm losing weight, you're like, oh my God, you disappearing. What's going on with you? Like, what are you sick? Yeah. Right. Why I'm feeling good, I'm sick. Right. But when I'm walking around with headaches, congestion, I'm always, after I eat, I'm always going to sleep. Right.
Constipated, weak, with no energy. You understand what I'm saying?
But from the outside looking in, they identify that, especially women. I don't know why women do it. Right. Oh my God, your weight is, I just came home. Right. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing. This is what I have for you in my body. I'll give you a bad baby. I can give you a good baby right now. Give you a baby with some type of complications right now. But I want to ask about why do people confuse? I mean, why do we identify with that like that?
I mean, mob mentality. When in Rome, you do as the Romans do. So enough of this frequency, enough of this normalization of us being swollen, being healthy, because that's what I had to realize. I was 30 pounds heavier. I wasn't fat. Like I was built. I thought I was healthy. And that's when I found out my kidney was conking out at 23 years old. I was at 17% kidney functionality. They said I would never be able to improve that number. I would be on dialysis by 30, need a transplant by 35. And on the surface, I was healthy because I was swollen. And when I started to adjust my diet, of course, I lost a lot of weight. But that's when I was able to heal my kidney. And as a result of my kidney, I literally went blind for like 3 years in my left eye. I went mass surgeries, all this type of stuff. So at that point, I didn't care about how I look. I was trying to survive.
First of all, clarify my brother, Doctor. What you're saying is, you're a living testament now.
Facts, absolutely. I'm a medical miracle too. Like they couldn't figure out. I actually stopped taking the medication they had me on, which is also contributing to this is mental health too, right? Contributing to my depression. I was on Cineprel, and Spirit led me to get off of it. And when I finally told my family, they was mad at me. They thought I was crazy. But my doctor, after a year of being off of it and starting to switch my diet a little bit, I wasn't vegan by no means, but I started to switch. My doctor was like, yo, your levels the best they've been in a long time. I'm going to recommend you get off of Cineprel. And I told him at that point, I ain't been taking it in a year. So I found out later that lisinopril it actually has something in it that causes, I think, angioedema, which is like swelling of the glands or the throat or the face, especially in black people, and it causes and amplifies depression. So I didn't get the angioedema thing, but of course it was other factors too, but my depression went to a level of suicidal attempts. And a lot of this was based on what I was eating and putting in my body. And the minute I started to shift out of that, like I said, I didn't care about how I look. But of course I started to get everybody that seen me who hadn't seen me in a minute, like, yo, you mad skinny now? Like, I'm healthy now, I'm not swollen no more. And I look crazy to y'all because y'all still swollen.
That's my thing.
Like,
Because a lot of times, when I show people pictures of me, right?
yeah.
And I'll say, you think I was healthy here? Face, I can see the toxics in my face. You can see them.
Right.
You can see my face is swollen. You can see it, and people are like, nah, you good, you look good. I don't know what you're tripping for. I could never understand. I could never figure it out.
Yeah, because it's inflammation we deal with.
Facts.
You know what I mean? All the meat we consuming. It's just that type of diet. It just harm the body over time. It's just like you filling up a bucket with mucus, and over time you just get real sickly, and people don't know that. And everybody always talk about, protein. I need that protein.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All protein need is amino acids.
Right.
You get amino acids from what you eat, plant-based.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because when you eat meat, it's basically the body's trying to, take some of that protein or, obstruct it from the meat so it can synthesize it for your body.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And the protein from the animal is from it eating plants.
Yeah.
So you're going through the middleman instead of going straight there. The protein you get from animals is from the vegetables and herbs and stuff they eat. We don't even think about the fact these gorillas and all these big burly animals, what they eating. They ain't at KFC, like, you know what I mean?
And the snack box is more cheaper than the grass, huh?
Facts, bro.
The grass is free, or the snack box is more cheaper. Why do you think people identify with that, Brother G?
I don't know, bro. Like, I went through that same phase, though. You understand what I'm saying? Like, back when, I used to be a lot bigger. So I used to be, I probably right now, I probably like 205, 210, but I used to be like 255 or whatever. And I was diagnosed with diabetes.
Yeah.
And what they tell you is like, diabetes, running your family. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they tell you. But that ain't really what it is. You understand what I'm saying? It's what you consuming. So I took it upon myself, like, all right, I'm going to change my diet. You know what I mean? I'm going to drink 8 bottles of water a day. I'm going to start working out. I'm going to start running. I start fasting. So, next thing you know, I start seeing like a whole another body. You know what I mean? So when you go from 255 to 210, 220, and it's just like, like, everybody like, hey, what's wrong with you? Just same thing you said, hey, what's wrong with you? Like, why you dropping so much weight? Hey,
sick.
Hey, yo, you look sick, you look bad. Like, even my family members, my brothers, my cousins, like, yo, hey, bro, you fragile as hell. Right. I said, y'all say all that, but I'm trying to stay alive. Right. Like, I don't care about nothing, what y'all talking about. Like, I know I need to change. Right. And then I started to realize, like, seeing the changes in my body, feeling different. Before, I'll be working tired. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm sleeping all day. Right. I'll go to work, I come home, I lay in the bed with my lady like, yo, why you, you've been asleep since you came in the house. Like, you ain't even eat nothing. I'm like, I was tired. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. I started realizing, like, look, I started eating more fruit, drinking more water. That started changing. So the more I lost weight and the more I changed my diet, is the better I felt. You understand what I'm saying? Even with my vision, like, I'll be like, I'm like, I can't really see. It's a little blurry. I realized it was all the sugar.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Right. So like then even with diet drinks, right?
Yeah.
Those not good for you. I be telling people I be like, yo, just because it say diet,
Diet Pepsi.
Yeah, like they be like, yo, just because it say diet Pepsi,
snack box.
I'm like, yo, it's still trash. You know what I mean?
Or diet Pepsi with the snack box.
I'm like, yo, all that's trash. So I started looking into like taking like natural supplements. So I started looking taking into like the sea moss, the black seed oil,
right.
Manuka honey.
Yeah.
I started taking
expensive, but
I
see what
I'm
saying? It's like $80 in
$80,
like that much. Like, but it's lit.
Yeah,
it's lit.
That's a lot of money for us.
Now they got cheaper ones.
Nah, they do though. But I ain't even gonna hold you. I went to the Whole Foods. I bought the $50 one, but like I said, the bottle one like this big. So I was just I was like, damn, they taxing me.
Right.
But
it do last a minute.
Yeah, it do last a minute. But if we talking about health,
right?
I'm gonna spend that money for my health, so I can live. I blow on anything else. You blowing on food, you blowing on jewelry, you blowing on vacations, sneakers, clothing.
Sneakers.
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah, I mean,
it's hard, man. The sneakers are a hard thing to shape, man.
Yeah, so if you're gonna spend it on that, why not spend it on making yourself healthier? You understand what I'm saying? So now I'm at a point now where it's like I done took those steps. I see the results. So I don't take like nothing. I go to the doctor and stuff like that, but I do my research. Like, all right, what they trying to give me? What's this? What's that? I ain't really running with that. Well, show me what Dr. C be talking about. You understand what I'm saying? So that's a lot of stuff I do. But we can pass it on to you, brother.
What's up, Flo, man? Why does the people, especially our women, why
you gotta do that? Cause that's gonna make me the bad guy.
No, I'm just saying. If I was winning questions, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here. You the last man.
All right. So honestly, I think it's a bit of cultural laziness because a child, we want our children when they're born to be rosy cheeked, part of the rosy stuff, but the full cheeked, full figured, chubby because they need nutrients.
Right.
Come in here. Somehow along the line, we think that we still need nutrients past a certain age. Once the body physically grows, it has all it needs. All you have to do is maintain. What we're doing is we're maintaining excessively. And somehow that shifted because we don't want our children coming here scrawny. Let's be honest, because they're coming from a nourishing state and we want them to give their best, but they need those calories. We don't need them, so it manifests in extra hips, extra breasts, extra face, and all that type of stuff. So it's always a science to everything. And ending with that, even for me getting into the health thing, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that a baby's skin is so beautiful because of his diet. He said we look so bad because everything we eat comes back and hits the surface of our skin. So that always stuck with me. Like I shut the book and I was like, damn.
Right.
So soda comes back to your skin. Alcohol comes back to the surface of your skin. It gotta come out. But a baby's diet is what? Mushed up vegetables, typically breast milk. So it's like, oh, you look like a baby. Babies smell good. We start stinking later because of our diet.
My little brother stink a little bit now.
For responding to that, and people always laugh when I say this, I haven't used deodorant in like 2 years. I use like the juice of a lime and stuff like that. I just got like my first deodorant stick in like 2 years, but it's like all natural, whatever. But for the most part, just juice of a lime. And when I would tell people that, they would experiment with themselves and they would find like it would keep them to a certain degree. But over time, when I got away from me, I realized like what we consider being funky, it's you don't naturally produce that. That's like the emission from the BS in your body.
So it's our body self-cleansing itself.
Exactly. That's the funk.
So people get boils and things like that because your body has to clean itself out.
Exactly.
The blood is toxic.
It comes through your skin. Your skin always show you when something wrong in the body. It's just the first reaction to something, your skin just show.
You know why I agree? Because when I was eating very poorly, I used to get rashes like under like right around here, like on my back. It's like, is it the lady was she using the detergent on my skin right here? Is like only this spot right here, like a real rash, and I'm like, it's crazy. I started going to Blueberry Cafe. Started eating every day. Talking to my man
Blueberry
Genesis.
Cafe.
Shout out to my family over at Blueberry Cafe.
Yes.
Please, they changed my life. I started eating that more frequently than I was eating anything else. I said, yo, I'm better.
Fact.
I used to be like at work, like, what the hell's going on? I'm saying people know, but they're like, well, you scratched a little bit too much. I'm not trying to say you got anything, but you scratched a little bit too much. But move right along. I have a question for you guys too. Now, let's dig into something a little more, this will help the brothers out, because the brothers who are home, they gonna understand that, changing their diet change everything, So,
Oh yeah.
brothers, after changing your diets, did you notice any change in your sexual, in your sexual desires?
I'm gonna let Sarah say it, or you me get it out the way.
No, I'm saying, if you want to get it out the way,
I'm gonna start with him first.
we gonna just flow. You gotta start this. But I'm saying, after you change your diet,
Right.
yeah, in doing intimacy,
Desires, yeah.
Right.
was the stamina better?
Okay.
Was you able to be a little more flexible, bro?
So let's keep it real. Never was into the drinking and smoking, although I came up, I'm around that. So I think that gave me on the edge. Yes, but let me kind of preface it. I have female friends who tell me a lot of guys are one and done. They don't understand that in a man's body there are veins. The veins run into the pubic area as well. So when you have starch, the starch gets in your penis.
Say that again for the young fellas.
The starch gets in your penis. So when you're 25 and you're tired or you can't really get it up, it's the beer.
That's what
It's
happened.
the E&J. Everything flows through this from your head down to your feet. So when you're young, you're technically more virile. But what's happening with this junk food is they're eating more junk than we probably ate coming up. So the soda is killing your pelvic area. It's killing your sex drive. We're not going to talk about being hyper sexed from TV and all that stuff. That's just a whole nother thing. So now, when you're with a woman, you can't even let your blood flow and enjoy it because the blood also goes to the brain.
Right.
So, yes, answer your question. Yes, I never had no problem in that area.
The brother put out there didn't have no problem.
But with my diet, my refractory period, because that's what it's called when a man has to get back hard again. It's a refraction period. What you're hearing about is a refraction period of 30 to 45 minutes, which is crazy. So yes, when those pipes are clean and you're eating right, you should have no trouble. Just like when you were quote unquote younger.
Yeah. I agree with that too. It's like you said, it's the major arteries. Like when the arteries get clogged, it's like, how do you perform? How do you last long? It's just like you in and you out, like, you know what I mean? And that's from, like you said, a poor diet. Like, we eating all the junk food. It's really like clogging your system out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then, like you said, it's the brain, the heart, all that blood flow need to be pumping so it can give you like stiffness you need.
Right.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro, you need that stiffness, man. The woman is not gonna stay with you if you don't have the stiffness.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause I'll tell you a story. When I was younger, right? Now this is just me being perfectly honest. You know what I'm saying? I had to own this in my Kevin Gates voice. I gotta own this. I gotta be real with me.
Yeah.
You know, I used to have a problem. Man, I'm looking like, I even told my mom, like, maybe I gotta go to the hospital or something because, I'm not getting it up the way it should be.
Right.
I'm acing out.
I appreciate that.
Because
a lot of brothers is going through that.
No, but I'm comfortable with me now. So back then I couldn't admit that.
Yeah.
But now I'm comfortable with it.
Know and improve.
So the women will be like, you one and done. It's not, and I knew they were saving face with me. Like, it's not bad. They just liked me a lot. That shit was terrible.
Right.
So I went to the doctor, and basically they said it was like high cholesterol. I'm in high school. I had to go see a heart specialist my senior year in high school.
Crazy.
Cause they're like, your heart, one of your flaps on your heart is not working properly. So I had to sit out my first couple games and go see a specialist. So what I did was during that period right there in my life, I changed my diet. Before I started eating like really plant-based or vegan, I just stopped eating. I would only eat like lettuce. I would drink mad water, and I would just work out like 2-3 times a day. When I went back, doctor said, you don't need no medicine, you don't need nothing, you cleared to play.
Wow.
But I was so happy that I was playing again,
Right.
that I forgot about the other problem.
Right, yeah.
So I'm like, I'm lit, I can play again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Got back into the bedroom, the same problem.
Right.
So even though I changed the diet, it wasn't flowing enough, and I wasn't, it wasn't long enough for me to reset the body. You know what I'm saying? But since I've changed it the way it needs to, I can't say, in my best Gates voice that, you know what I'm saying, I do what I do well. You know what I'm saying? I do what I do well. They know it. They see the drip, they know it. They come from the grounded, granite countertops, they know it. They see it, you know what I'm saying? They come going to stainless steel refrigerator, get that water for me afterwards, they see it, peace and prosperity. Talk to him, like, man. Does it really help you in your performance?
I mean, it's crazy. Like, even outside of just me personally, I'm working with the Note School system now, and these kids' minds is all over the place. So I'm honored to be there to help. But I was just listening to a conversation when we was on break, and they was talking about like some of the main stuff that they deal with, like as far as drugs and all that. Blue doggies, bro, they on Viagra more than anything. Yo, bro, 16, 17, 18 years old already. It was to the point we actually came back in and we started to have a conversation about sex. And dude was saying he always has to pop one before he. And his classmates, some of his classmates was like, bro, you gotta pop that every time. What are you doing?
At 16?
At 16 years
old. Yo, this is dirty world out here, yo. This is dirty, yo. It's a filthy atmosphere.
You have a heart attack from those.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these young kids, it's taking the Viagra.
Right.
Wow.
To get you. See, I think it's this too. I think a lot of when you're young, I think you're afraid to be embarrassed.
Right.
So
you'll do anything to avoid.
It's a reputation at this point. Like, you know what? Well, she ain't gonna say I'm white, so I'm about to go and hit hard.
Right.
She's not gonna be able to touch me until I get hard.
Right.
And I'm looking like that's crazy.
Right. And they gotta show and prove pretty much. Once they got some type of rapport with a female, they get it in the first time they get up. Like, it ain't no courting period, ain't no 2 weeks. Like maybe when we was coming up, they going right to it and they doing that multiple times, multiple different people. So, like you said, it's the oversex thing. And even beyond just the performance in the bedroom, let's say you actually do get that woman pregnant, whether you love her or not. That's being downloaded. All those chemicals you got in your system is flowing through that nut, and that's being downloaded into the child. And then the child grows up and we wonder why they can't lose no weight, why they obese, why they can't sit still. This is all our karma, you know what I'm saying? So it goes even beyond your performance physically in the bedroom at that time. It's what we putting out into our environment. So we want to talk about Trump, we want to talk about police brutality and all this shit. It really start with us, you know what I'm saying? So,
From the ground up, right.
That's what I wanted to know, you know, like, because once because a lot of the young guys, like you said, they don't really, we touched on it, is it expensive to eat plant-based? But a lot of people will be like, you know, I can't afford this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to have to go eat my, steak and steaks.
Can't afford that doctor bill either.
That's what I'm saying. I was reading something by a millionaire. He said, he was like, you know, you don't pay to get your teeth cleaned this year, you pay for a root canal next year.
Exactly.
He said poverty costs interest.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know what I'm saying, if you don't eat right today, you pay for, heart attack medicine tomorrow.
Right. And let me also say, as the resident meditation teacher, with chakras, so your sacral chakras in your pelvic region, around your sexual organs, your sacral chakra controls or houses emotions, desires, sexual force, and not just sexual force for genitalia exchange. Everything you create is sexual force, right? That's actually flows through and is attached to your throat chakra, which is your center of healing. Throat chakra, taste buds, tongue, all that different stuff. So even the type of foods you eat corresponds to your sex drive.
That's right.
So if you're constantly eating sweets and things of that nature, you're going to constantly look for that in your sexual world. And a lot of the overexertion with us sexually is just from us constantly appeasing the tongue. And with that, a lot of people, I always bring this up, they never heard of the bliss point. Anybody heard of the bliss point?
That's an OG thing.
Not even. It's the bliss point. Well, yeah, as far as I know, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Gotta be an OG thing.
Facts. But the bliss point is pretty much the combination of salt, sugar, and fat that these companies that make this processed food, make the Popeyes chicken sandwiches and all that. It's not chefs making this. It's chemical engineers.
Right.
They understand when you're hungry, your body's asking for life force, for energy. When it eats this food, it knows it's not getting what it wants. So to a certain degree, if they didn't combine these things this way, your body will reject it. But when you taste it, the chemical response of your brain is more powerful than a crackhead actually doing crack. So your body knows it's not getting what is needed, but the serotonin, the dopamine that shoots off when you taste this thing, it makes you bypass the fact you ain't getting shit, and you don't care if your body break down. You need that flavor.
You need the grease.
You need that taste. You need that sex. You need that nut, no matter what it's going to cost you. And I just send us.
So this thing is deeper than Nino Brown.
Absolutely, always deeper than rap. Deeper than rap.
It's a science because they even make certain, like he said, the scientists engineer this food to make it estrogenic for men.
Facts.
So a lot of these food has like sunflower oil, sunflower seed, all this food
soy.
soy just taking manhood away from you,
sex
like
drive,
the sex drive all the way down, so
Facts.
that you can't even perform when you need to, because like you say, you keep eating junk over and over and over again.
Absolutely.
So they make this food estrogenic for men. You know what I mean, just to stop us from even having kids.
So this is the war on us. It's a continuous war on us. So if they don't kill us, if they don't get us with anything else, they don't get us with the food.
Facts.
They don't get you with the food, they can get you with the propaganda. They get you propaganda.
Facts.
Somehow, some way, they're going to get you.
Yeah, this the big war that ain't nobody really talking about. So that's why I'm happy we here. That's why I'm happy we doing this. Because the people know.
This health thing is I don't think it's talked about enough.
Right.
That's my thing. I think at the end of the day, I feel like when it comes to health and awareness, I feel like it's overshadowed because people just believe that if you're working out, you're healthy. If you're lifting weights, you're healthy. Like I see guys in the gym all the time, they're lifting 500-600 pounds, can't do 10 pull-ups without swinging.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Can't do a muscle up, can't do a Superman. You know. So when I look at things like that, I say, you know what? I think it's a big misconception about health.
Right. I got clients that I work with meditation-wise that personal trainers, CrossFit, all this, but when it's time to sit for 30 minutes with your spine straight, can't do it.
Break.
You know what I'm saying? And they have the epiphany in themselves, like, damn, why I can't sit with my spine? Strength is a matter of perception, bro. Like, a lot of what we're doing is not really strength, especially as men. And one last thing I say as far as that question, they've even done studies on a lot of the chemicals that they put in food. They've like tested rats and lab animals and things of that nature, and they've seen 2 and 3 generations removed from the one that they give the chemicals to that's in the food impotent. So we in a generation where we like push to the threshold of junk and all this BS that we put into our system, and we don't know what's coming down the line as far as what's being transmitted into the DNA of our kids.
Because it's coding.
There may be a cutoff point where we just flat out can't have no kids on some. I forgot that movie with it. Nobody else was able to have kids, but it's that serious, bro.
So when a man can have a kid, normally would the brothers say that it's based off of his lifestyle choices, or more so than something else? Besides, it could be little. You have an accident, anything can happen. But as far as like I know Waka Flocka was having a hard time having children.
And shout out to Waka, he leveled up crazy.
Yeah, he vegan now, he turned his life around. But that's why he did the things, because the doctor said basically based off his lifestyle decisions, that's why your sperm count is so low. The drinking, the smoking, the pill popping, the not sleeping. You're going on tour every other week. You can't reproduce.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely a lifestyle. Like we just saw Freeway had to get him a new kidney.
Yeah.
Rapper, Freeway.
Yeah, and that was maybe like a couple years ago. Yeah. So it's with the coding, like people are talking about. Your DNA is being altered. You are what you eat is a cliche phrase, but it's real. I went and got a spinal, checkup where they pop everything and all that type of stuff. And the charts that they have on the wall, man, and they know this stuff. That's what's crazy about it. Like, that's why having things like this are important. So a part of your jaw is linked into diet and nerves and all that type of stuff. So I actually found out that my hip was tight, which I've been knew. So they loosened up my hip. He used a gun. He said my jaw was to the left some, and it was hanging low, and maybe something else. He actually said I was the healthiest person that he ever had on the table. 2-3 years ago, I got blood work done, and the lady looked at me like, wow, okay. I didn't tell her I was vegan, but they don't tell you plant-based diet is the way to go. So I had 2 major checkups, and they in there like, because they're not used to seeing something that's not corrupted like that. Right. But you can't tell them also either, because then they try to trick you. Well, why don't you just take a little bit of this and that?
Because they are the goddamn devil, and that's what the devil does.
Big business.
The devil comes creeping in, my brothers.
We probably got to have 2-3 parts of this, because it gets deep, man. And when I saw that chart, man, and I'm like, like they had me on the table, they had me lift one arm, and they said, oh, well, one of your legs are shorter than the other. He said, I don't think you were born like that. Hold on, let me check. Okay, I evened it out with a pop. So we got to get back into this exercise. Right. It's amazing, man. What we don't know. Now, our ancestors know it, but we kind of...
Yeah, it was more natural, though.
Fell off, man. Yeah.
They were, to me, they was more disciplined as well.
Right.
And the thing that surprised me about our ancestors is that how much they did with less.
Absolutely.
So a person be like, yo, man, I can't make it to the gym. But remember, it was people picking cotton 14, 15 hours a day.
Absolutely.
Like
barely eating.
Barely eating. They were starving the men out.
Right.
The men was drinking, women's breast milk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what our people did with less back then is amazing to have all these things at our disposal now, and we're just lazy.
And I'm glad you used the word discipline. I haven't eaten today. Now, taught class, I ran around. I'm a father now, my husband, so it's always something to do. I haven't eaten anything, just water. I didn't plan on doing that today, but I'm to the point now where my discipline, I forgot who said it, but the measure of a man's success or greatness is how little he can live with and still be content, and still be functional and still be happy.
Shout out to the Bushmen.
So we in this mode of the more we acquire, that's what makes us a man. The more women you could get, the more money you got, the more food, the more muscles and all that. It's really about the opposite, and the reason they was able to do that, of course, they was in the sun too.
I gotta get this climate.
Right,
I gotta
get it. And like I was talking about with the protein, I was just listening to a podcast, in his standing. Y'all should check this brother's channel out. But he had a breatharian on his channel. And I kind of already knew this, but just the way he coalesced it, he was just pretty much saying when you eat actual food, the food, whatever it is, even if it's plant-based and all that, it's the middleman between yourself and the sun's energy and also your own subtle energy. So again, with meditation, you have physical force, but underneath that you have what we call chi, prana, subtle energy in your body. And I always say the word prana, P-R-A-N-A. The P-R-A represents first, the A-N-A represents smallest unit of energy. So prana is literally atomic force. You got trillions of atoms flowing through your body. We're not even necessarily designed to have to eat anything. And this dude that was talking, he's been a breatharian. And I tell my lady all the time, that's my goal. And half of me is joking, but half of me is not when I realize how little I need food. But he's been a breatharian for 20 years.
So he
came from soul food, from the deep south. All he ever ate was straight soul food. And of course, pain is the guide to evolution. Stuff start
pain the guide to evolution.
Right? Stuff start conking out, just like with me, just like most of the people I know that found this path. And initially he was like, I just gotta stop eating this soul food. Then it was I gotta stop eating this meat. And the healthier he got, then it eventually became I gotta stop eating. And I'm not saying everybody needs to do that. He also said everybody don't need to do that. But you gotta be cognizant every time you eat. Your body creates mucus, even fruit, even vegetables, all this stuff, and it's stress on your body to just eat.
Every time.
So we gotta be cognizant of how much we intake.
Yeah, one thing too, it's good to fast.
Facts. That's more important than anything. I'm glad you mentioned
Yeah,
fasting.
It's good to fast.
Yeah.
At
This one is
least
Wednesday.
once a month,
I
maybe twice.
Yeah.
You can just fast. Fasting really helps you eliminate what's going on in the body. When you know it's something wrong, and people, I need to get this and I need to get that. No, just fast. Just don't do nothing at all. Just let the body
Give
do
your
what
body
it had to
time.
do.
Facts.
Like, it'll fix itself.
And you know what,
Right.
Lou? I realized that too. I was watching Animal Planet, and I seen the lions got into a fight. One of the lions got wounded, got sick or something. It just went into like a deep. It went to hide out, and they were just the people was filming. They're like, for days, like he's not eating. His whole wound healed. He didn't eat. He didn't go hunt. He just stayed there. And they watched him. He got back up, stretched, and went back to work. I'm looking like so.
When they sick, they do the same thing.
Yeah, so like it's just shutting everything down.
Yeah.
So does fasting give our body what it needs to rebuild ourselves, replenish, clean our blood? Does fasting do that?
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes. And it's like simple, right? I was actually talking with Sincere because I'm a while back. I'm a month. 1 day every month. So I'm back on that now where I'm on fast.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing now too.
Yeah.
Peace, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you fast, the energy that is used to break down food goes everywhere else.
Facts.
So that's the simple jewel of it. So now the energy for you, so it's almost like an engine. You put the food in, so it stops. So when eating the food, it's like, you move the food out the way, and the energy like, okay, let me go to the knee. Let me go to the ankle.
Right.
Let me go to the mind and the heart. Anybody who's fasted regularly knows that their breathing starts to get a little better.
Yeah. Right.
You feel nicer.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, for some reason your energy level will be like, how you doing,
Crazy.
my brother?
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
up,
right,
man? How's
right,
everything?
right. Firm handshakes.
Right.
Because now you're tuning just like, see, because Docs is going to take you somewhere else with it. Metaphysically, it starts to go up some. So when you put dead things in you, it kind of, people can still be handsome, pretty, and all that type of stuff, but there's levels.
Right.
There's levels. Somebody could walk into a room and they fasting, but they have a different thing. All eyes on them.
Right.
You think everybody look alike, but there's other things going on
I ain't gonna
that
lie.
we don't really know.
As a man,
Yeah.
I noticed that in other people. Like just being honest. Like I can see a person like, oh man, you look good. Then I can see another brother come in like, what the fuck is he doing?
Right.
He like, ah, you look good. This one right here, he don't have a blemish on his face. Like, what is he doing?
People
Posture good.
Yeah.
Everything starts like
And his energy when he walk in, everybody just it's like
feel
it's like
it
gravity.
gravitates. Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. When me and my wife, right, we decided to do a 30-day fast. Right, straight water. 30 days. You know what I'm saying? It was the hardest thing I ever did, but I think it was the best thing I ever did. It literally changed my life. Like I just felt, how you say, like you feel like negative and positive energy, like you could feel it you could feel it in people. And then after you was done with the fast, you start eating, right? So your body starts to tell you.
Yeah.
That's
dope. I like that.
Your body starts to tell you literally, like
Word.
don't eat that. Like your
Don't
body
do
would
it.
tell you, like you swallow something, you'd be like, your body would be like.
You
You know what I mean? Like it would literally send you in shock.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, all right, cool. I can't eat that
Like,
no
no thank you.
more.
Like, good.
Not that I don't want it no more. You can't eat that no more. Like,
your
it's not
body
even,
like
it don't give you an option. It's like, look, don't put that in your body
Look.
no more.
How about this one? When I break the fast, sometimes I'm like, man, I could have went another day or two.
Yeah, always.
You be mad. You get a little upset about the
Always,
effort.
yeah.
I ain't even have to eat that.
Yeah, you do that
Like,
thing.
yo, I ain't even have to eat that.
Or you start to get upset at yourself, like, damn, I ain't eat today. I probably could have won another day.
Could've won
I
another
probably
day.
could have won
So I
another
want to tell
day.
something real quick.
Yeah.
So when a lot of times I found out like when I thought I was hungry, I was dehydrated.
Facts.
So like it was times in my life I'm like, yo, I'm hungry as hell. Then I would eat, like yo, I'm still hungry.
Facts.
I was dehydrated. Like a lot of times when I get like the proper amount of water in me, I just don't be hungry.
Right.
Like, you're not hungry. I ain't eat all day. I'm good. So what I want you to talk about, Doc, is real quick the difference between fasting and intermediate fast. Because a person to be like, well,
Intermittent fasting,
intermittent fast, that's the thing. So a person to be like, well, I can't fast 24 hours. No, you don't have to fast 24 hours.
Right, because
Is
you already
any
slept
type of
about
fasting
8-10
good?
hours. Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
before you
Go
even touch on that,
You got it.
it's a mindset thing.
Right.
Like people think, like, look, yo, you eat all day? Nah, I can't do that.
Right.
You done already defeated yourself once you said you can't do it.
Right.
You never even tried to do it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Right.
I tell like people like, yo, how'd you do it for 30 days? I'm like, man, every day it was like, yo, I can do it.
Right.
Yo, I can do it.
Right.
Once you push yourself to do what you want to do, and
Reprogram,
reprogram
yeah.
yourself, put that in your mindset, you can really literally do whatever that you want to do. You can do those things.
Right.
But once you go into the mindset like, nah, I ain't doing that, or
Right.
nah, I can't do that, now you already failed because you don't want to push the effort. You don't want to make that effort in to do it. But once you put your mindset to do it, like you said, you can do anything. Once you
Right.
put your mind to it.
Yeah, I saw a study that said the average American has at least 9 undigested meals in their stomach.
Not just like
9.
as you're sitting here right now with just meals.
The equivalent of 9 undigested meals floating.
So a lot of it,
through
a
their
lot of the
digestive
fat
system,
is fecal matter.
Absolutely. And the thing is, like, when I was still living like that, it didn't matter how much I ate the day before, how soon before I went to sleep I ate. I'm getting up, it's morning, I'm eating. I was just programmed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say we putting bricks on top of bricks, and eventually you're going to stop the car. Right? So you already fasting, everybody fasts, your body forces you to fast every night. Whether you sleep 5 or 15 hours, you already in. So once you start to break that program, you realize, all right, I got 8 in. And a large part of what the breatharian was talking about is to be able to shift that energy and go beyond the hunger, because a lot of it is suggestive. A lot of it is emotional. You drive down 22, you smell these things, you see
Smell that
these
Chick-fil-A.
signs. Oh, you just ate, but you think you're hungry again.
You smell a
lot of
Chick-fil-A
times,
brewing.
when you're bored and there's no movement, you're going to go ahead and eat something. You're feeling emotional, you're going to go ahead and eat something. So a lot of the process, even though it seems like it doesn't correlate, and again, me being a meditation teacher, is we're not meditating. And when people don't understand the practical application of meditation, when you're effectively doing it, beyond being zenned out, beyond being peaceful, it's about cutting off the diet of thought. All hunger comes from thoughts, right? So it's been times where I've worked 15 straight hours, bro. No, I still got mad more stuff to do, but I'm so dedicated, I'm so disciplined now in my discipline, I know I'm still gonna meditate first. And I sit down and meditate in my mind like, bro, you hungry right now. Cut this one out, just go eat. But I already understand with the ebb and flow of doing this, within a few minutes of me releasing the thought, hunger disappears every single time, bro. So I now have control over hunger. My stomach growling right now, right? You know what I'm saying? It's telling me you need to eat. But I know within 5 minutes, sitting here talking with y'all, it's going to be another hour before that sensation comes back. And the more you do that, then it's going to be 2 hours. And you just keep it long.
Before you know, you wake up like, I didn't even eat.
Yeah, facts. Exactly.
Yeah, let me shout out to my big bro, Jennings. He always speak
Facts.
about breakfast, lunch, dinner. The body don't know what that is.
Shout out to the general. Shout out to the general. The body don't know what it is. They're goddamn lying to us.
They don't know what that is. Like, you need the food, like you said, it give you that energy to go out through the day. It give you that ultimate, you know what I mean, clarity that you need to get yourself just ready for the whole day. But when you just breakfast, lunch, dinner, it's just that concept just instilled in you.
Exactly.
That's the whole overconsumption.
Yep.
You always overconsumption. Yo, sometimes I only eat 1 meal a day.
For the most part.
I think I feel my best when I do that.
Yeah, for the most part.
I feel my best because I think my thing more than anything is I'm a snacker. So even when I go to the zucchini bar, right, give me a whole meal, like, let me get that donut.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I work overnight. I love the snacks. I figure I'm going to get a plant-based treat.
No doubt.
I'll be good for the night, but that's my biggest thing. I like the snack.
Right. And even that, you could switch that up and just do it, like you said, in a healthier way. Got to the point when I was not to the point where I just eat 1 meal a day. Instead of like some chips or something, I get some pumpkin seeds, banana, and just kind of mash it up in. A few of those, you good for hours at a time.
You getting the energy,
like, you still getting your
the proper
snack.
nutrition,
Facts.
and you getting I call that the bedroom bully.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna need that.
Word.
Need that opinion.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? It tastes better.
I don't think it's that stuff either though. But that's all well and good too. But I'm talking about like I think it's a big problem is like the stuff that they allow in the food over here, man. Cause like I said, I travel the world, so when I go to outside the country, when I've been to Aruba, when I've been to other places outside the country, the food, it can be the same food, but it don't have the same effect.
High quality.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, the higher quality.
Close to the sun, everything.
Yeah, it's like totally different. Like it's terrible. Like the burger, like people always say, like I know people from Jamaica, they be like, yo, the KFC that's over here don't taste nothing like the KFC in Jamaica. You know what I mean? The Burger King that I ate in Aruba don't taste like the Burger King over here. Right. So I'm just like, yo, what is it that they allowing in the food?
Right.
That makes it feel this way.
Well, most of the GMOs we allow in our food, even third world countries ban. So we the richest country in the world by far, but we allow all this low budget, inexpensive stuff just for the sake of mass production and these people making more money. So most of this stuff we got in our food, it's not even allowed in other countries.
So this is in the food industry. This is like stepped on crack. Stepped on product.
Facts.
So they stretching the work to make money.
Yep.
They don't care about you, your mama, your cousin, your little brother locked up.
Facts.
When he get locked up, we gonna feed him processed food too. You out here, we gonna put you in poverty. We gonna give you the EBT card. We gonna feed you processed food too, and you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
They gotta extend that money, man.
Yeah, that's what they doing, man.
Do the brothers think slavery played a part in this thing we eat?
Absolutely.
Soul food? What stuff from you? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think, as far as the European way of eating? Because I know, like, if we didn't have, I can't say a choice as far as the eating, but we didn't have much. But I realized how our people can make anything taste good.
Right.
That's why I think when it comes to soy, people are so good at it because they can make we can learn to make anything taste good. We took chitlins and made it taste gourmet. It was on your plate. Chitlins, pig feet. Right. You know what I'm saying? Turkey necks, like these, like
cornmeal. Yeah,
like it's on your plate and you're loving it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the seasoning triggers something in the brain. Like, this is good.
But you think about the seasoning.
Yeah.
It's plants.
Plants.
Seasoning is all plants. So you can't really eat nothing raw like without seasoning. There's no way because it'll taste terrible. So everything that we base our food with is always plants. That's what really seasoning is.
Yeah.
It's fruit or like I'm saying vegetables. That's what we need to really taste food for it to be at. And we love seasoning.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, that seasoning gets you.
Right.
Yeah,
that seasoning gets you.
When you smell that steak cooking, you say, damn, that steak smells so... It ain't the steak, it's the herbs, right? And if we was really naturally carnivores, you can go into South Mountain Reservation right now, see it there, go take a bite out of it there, and fully digest that with no problem. Who can do that?
I don't even like to get that
Smell
close to
me,
animals.
like, your teeth aren't even designed to be able to rip
Tear
meat
flesh,
apart.
yeah.
It's for grinding. The way your jaws work is for grinding things that don't take much effort to be able to break down. Your digestive system the same way. A lot of animals got 2 and 3 different stomachs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's basic natural law, but when we sold our diet of entertainment and what's going on TV and who playing and all this stuff, we give so much energy to that, we don't have time to really know the self. So that's what a lot of this boils down to.
This diet that a lot of people is Eurocentric, like you said, it comes from the slavery. We ain't had nothing, so we had to make the little we had, make it taste good.
Yeah.
And go ahead, my bad.
Then they made it to like a tradition.
Yeah.
Like some of these foods are very traditional.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so Thanksgiving, you know, I gotta have my turkey. I gotta have my chicken.
Right.
Sometimes I look at Thanksgiving just on the table and just say, yo, it's chicken, turkey, steak, ribs,
brick, yeah.
And all the vegetables are from a can.
Facts.
You got things like canned yams,
Cranberry sauce.
You know what I'm saying? Things like canned yams,
cranberry
canned
sauce.
pumpkin pie. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Martin said, Gina, you got canned pumpkin pie.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? All these things from a can. Ladies and gentlemen, in rapping, I just want to say, please take your health serious. I just had some of the most intelligent brothers I know personally when it comes to health, wellness, meditation. Come up here and talk to you guys and talk to me and give me knowledge and my partner on our health and wellness. Please, we will have multiple parts of this because like my brother Flo said, this thing is deep. It goes deeper. We touched on a lot of things, but it's much deeper than that. Before we close, any of the brothers want to close out and say anything to the people, the young brothers, the young sisters, let them know the path to, start to get on if you want to live this lifestyle a little longer.
Basically, I tell people it's not a date or time. You just do it when you're ready.
Right, absolutely.
Don't pressure yourself to try to, jump into it or go cold turkey. Take steps, man. Just, like I said, preparation is key. Once you prepare yourself to do these things, then you can get to that level. I mean, for me, I'm just disciplined. This is something I wanted to do. Know what I mean? I asked for this. So I've been doing it for about almost 6 years. Yeah. So, like I said, to anybody who's trying to do it, take your time. Ain't no rush. That's all I want to say to the good people.
And it turns from discipline to now it's just a new program. So it's not a chore. I come in, I work a whole day. I'm about to enjoy making this salad. I don't care how much more time it's going to take. Take my time because it's my new program. What I say, super basic. What helped me was the 1 day a week technique. Okay. And this is way before I was vegan. This is when I was just trying to eliminate meat. 1 day a week technique is that you plan that day ahead of time. So let's say next week, Wednesday is going to be a healthy day. Anything you drink, high quality water, which has a pH balance, which has minerals in it. You can look on the label to make sure it has that. No soda, no juice, just water. No processed food, nothing out of a bag. And you're going to prepare all your meals prior to that day. So on that day, you don't have to make a food choice. Because a lot of times once you start going, what I'm going to get, you don't know. Everything is there for you. So if you got to make 10 Tupperwares of fruit, 10 Tupperwares of salad, 10 Tupperwares of nuts, do whatever you got to do as long as it's prepared prior. And every week, according to your goal, add another day. By the time I got to that third or fourth week, I started to organically not want meat no more. My body started to do that thing like, nah, bro, I don't even want that.
Right.
1 day a week technique. Take your time.
What I'll say is, pray. Get with somebody who can teach you how to meditate. Get to this thing on a real high frequency level to where you understand that this choice, because let's be real, how many of us, if we knew the consequences for our actions, we would still make that choice. Right. So get it to a place where you already want to be better, like the brother sister said. It's all up to you. So if you want to be better, you want to be healthier, this thing is really about you. Not about your mother, not about nobody. Listen, you have to be loyal to you first. So one of my biggest quotes I always say, self-love, man.
Yeah, I just gotta tell the people, man, just get your heart, your mind, your body, and your soul right. That's it. Right. That's all you gotta do. You know what I mean? Once you start doing that, you see a whole 360 change in your life. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you. Because that happened to me. It's like, people be like, oh, you went from a gangster to, you know what I mean? Like, they
family man now.
They shoot me with that every time. Oh, you went from a thug to, oh, you do this, you do that. I'm just like, nah, I'm just trying to live better. I'm just trying to live a little longer. You know what I mean? That's it.
Brother Flo, close now. What you think, man?
I would tell them to get the information because the information, it will sit with you. Like for me, like I was listening to like rap that was old school, and even like KRS-One, he was like an intelligent brown man, a vegetarian, no goat or ham or turkey or chicken or hamburger, because to me that's suicide, self-murder. So I'm a little kid.
KRS-One, he's dropping the juice on Stephen A. Smith, boy, he's dropping the juice on you.
I'm a little kid, but I'm like, damn, like I don't know nothing about no veganism or nothing. So then when I got information, it compounded things I heard. So like everybody's saying all the same thing, but put who you are into a body of information. A lot of people don't like to actually read anymore. Reading is like mental calisthenics. Right. Read the information. Even if you don't believe in it,
mental calisthenics.
Read things that are contrary for me and things that are pro for me. And you'll come somewhere in the middle. See, everything that you take in is not going to be positive for you. Read things that are anti what you are about, because it lets you start to work now. So then when you get exposed to Sincere or Docs or you tell them something, they like, oh, they have a reference point because the information has already been matriculated into the mind already. So get the information. Everybody's saying all the same things, but get the information, because what humans do is we always kind of go back and say, damn, remember that day? And remember that time I did this? And remember that? But if you don't have information, you'll let society give you the information. Well, no, I eat 7 hamburgers and I lift weights. So you need to move.
You got 7 burgers, lift weights, man.
So you need to move.
I'm getting brolic.
Them out the way and get some information so you can make a rational choice.
We perish for a lack of knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, closing.
Wait, before we close out, fellas, can y'all just do us a big favor and shout out your businesses right there and look into the camera and shout out your businesses, your Instagram, Facebooks, or whatever y'all got going on so people can follow
Brother
y'all.
Sharp. See that? Brother Sharp.
I'm always at Blueberry Cafe, 547 Central Avenue, Newark, New Jersey. You can always see me. You can see Janice. You can see Sheena. We always there. Zucchini Bar, Aquafit. You want information, come there. We serving that help to the people.
Hey. Docs Diggler, I'm an artist, I'm a meditation teacher, a bunch of other stuff, but I just stick to those. If you want me in my artist bag, you go to docsdiggler.com. If you want me in my meditation bag, you want to book a session, come to a class. BrickCityBuddha.com. That's Brick, C-I-T-I, Buddha, BUDDHA.com, and Brick City Buddha on Instagram, Docs Diggler on Facebook.
You know what it is, Brother Flo. Tell him.
On Facebook, it's Marcus Biko. That's not my government name.
That's his past life name.
Instagram, Fly Evolutionary. I also have
Fly Evolutionary.
Small business, Glorious Wisdom of the Sun. I do natural products, and like Doc, I do music. That's a healthy outlet. I'm also a member of the New Jersey Bartenders too, so we do the pull-ups and all that. So everybody here is very varied. But Facebook, Marcus Biko. Instagram, Fly Evolutionary, or Facebook, Glorious Wisdom of the Sun.
And listen, before we close out, that beautiful baby you hear in the back,
Facts.
that is my man, Doc's son. Matter of fact, break him out. Hey!
Bring out the golden child.
Bring out the golden child, please.
Bring out the golden child.
Look. Feeding them. God, is you feeding them?
It's a beautiful one. We want to bring the young king out. We never had the young king, and the young king race.
You bringing them?
Bring him out. Bring him out. Come on, bring him out.
Come on.
Bring the golden child out.
Bring the golden child out. We need him. We need to close it out with Doc Baby Boy on the screen. His lovely wife. That's what we do. Bring him out.
Say taco. Taco.
Bring him out. We never had the golden child up here.
Yeah, this what the babies look like when they vegan. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we got the young king.
Aware.
Say hello.
Know how to be silent. You smell me? Yeah, bro. Say what up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're closing out from the POV podcast. Episode was health and wellness. Peace and prosperity to all. Bless.
Peace.
Peace.